we're in the finals.
Yeah,
the Celtics are
on
in the
top
finals.
of the winning. Well, the interesting thing is, like, you went to Michael Chiklis here on the Rich Eisen Show, Winning Time on HBO and HBO Max. That you've got to love the fact, again, because I know you are who you are and your role in the show and who you are in real life. The fact that the Lakers are not winning, but the Celtics. Like,
and we've been busting ice. I'm like, Max, how the Lakers doing? And he's like, oh,
because they're Laker fans. The people that made this show.
He's a huge Laker fan.
And the Celtics are. I mean, again, just
this is a really good squad, man. They have chemistry. You know this. We've talked about this. So many teams, you look at them on paper and they should be able to win it all. And it's really the thing to me that defines the greatest of teams, because there's like always 6 or 8 teams that could do it, right? But it's the one that where the chemistry between the players is just electric. You know, like those knucklehead 2004 Red Sox. They had it going on in the dugout. You know what I mean? It was, and when you see that kind of camaraderie, interesting game the other day. It was almost as if they were happy to take the first game, and you know what I mean? Because no one had a good game. Right. You know, and they're a deep team, and none of their guys, everybody sort of, it was almost like they collectively took the second half off. They just sort of backed off of it. Didn't that feel that way?
Well, I mean, Stephen A. Smith was even saying afterwards that was an unfortunate error on their part, because you let the Warriors back in. You could put your stamp on things.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. You know,
greed is good, to use the Gordon Gekko phrase, and that is in sports. That you if you can be greedy, go ahead and be greedy and come up with that win. But the fact that they took game 1, which they weren't very good in historically this playoffs, but they do well on the road. That was huge. There's no question about it.
I hate to say this, but the Heat did that to us too, right? Mm-hmm. In similar fashion. So, I just am a big believer in it. You don't take your foot off the neck of a champion. You got to finish him.
Sure. And I mean, and your Brady Patriots showed that over and over and over again. What's so great about being a sports fan, when you believe in your team and you have that pride in your team, but part of you knows the team's not going to be very good coming into the season, or you're hoping for something good to happen, and then the team doesn't perform very well in the beginning and just catches fire and shows a camaraderie and a chemistry and a heart.
Yeah.
That's where you love your team, and this Celtics team is exactly that. I mean, we've seen like Cardinals teams in baseball come on strong in the second half of a season, or we've seen the Cubs do that too, and there's other teams that do that. But this has got to be just one of the more enjoyable experiences.
to the chemistry, them catching fire. Yeah. That's someone, and I think my instinct is that it's Smart and Big Al that are playing a big role in the locker room, right? Yeah. Al, is the veteran. He's salty. He's been around, and I think he's got some things to say. But Smart seems to he seems to be really super passionate.
He's really gotten it. I really think the evolution of Smart as a player and a leader, you've really seen it this year. I think he really needed a guy like Ime to come in and kind of bring that out of him.
Yeah,
he's been awesome. He's been tremendous.
I think he's been amazing, really. But I'm just talking about the locker room chemistry. And he's been great on the court. There's no question about it. But that's that X factor that I'm talking about, a guy who seems to extract the best out of the guys around him. Listen, I'm not in the locker room, so I don't know who's who. But that's just my instinct in terms of who's doing what.
Any plans to go to any of these games?
I'm hoping to go to Game 6, but now there's a bunch of work stuff that has come up, and I'm not going to complain about any of that.
Of course. But let's just say it's Game 6. Let's just say you do get to go, and you do get to go to that arena, and there's 3 minutes to go. Do you take out a cigar?
I'm going to have a stogie right here. You know I am.
Have to.
I'm
doing. Do you take a cigar?
Do I fire it up though?
Yeah, it's probably against code in that town. I don't know.
If we're up 20, you have to.
Yeah. What's the point total that's safe against the Warriors?
They're not going to kick you out.
You don't think so?
No. they're not going to kick you out.
You could say, don't you know who I am? I'm Red Auerbach.
There's a statue of me in Faneuil Hall. Like, they're not going to kick you out.
Go in character.
Yeah,
That is true. Right, go in character.
yeah, no, that's not happening. I'll be mocked from here to eternity.
That's true.
Come on, let's face it. So,
It would be awesome, though.
It would.
Actually, you should go in full Auerbach.
That's why he's saying he wouldn't
Go
be
in character.
mocked mercilessly.
I don't think you'd be mocked.
Yeah, no, I can't do that.
He
man.
can't do that. He's
That would be awesome, though.
As it is, I'm pushing the line on Twitter, goofing on it, But I mean, I'm having fun with that.
Of course you
just,
are.
Yeah.
Twitter's
It
supposed
is
to be
amazing.
fun.
I mean, just think about it. Life is amazing because, you've had so many great successes in your career, Michael, but the fact that you play Auerbach on a hit show just as the Celtics catch fire and make the NBA Finals and potentially
My
win it
wife said
all.
this paragraph.
You
Yeah,
could
she's
not,
like,
you
what?
couldn't have made this as if you
Yeah.
didn't have enough yachts to water ski behind with your Patriots and the Red Sox winning 4 times and breaking the curse. I mean, this has got
Just
to be up
wish
there,
I made
brother.
all their money.
Yeah, man. I
only-
mean, this is what a run.
Yeah, it's been incredible, obviously. I mean, my daughters were saying, tell me about Red Auerbach. And, and I'm like, honey, they burned his name on the parquet floor.
And that's how you said it.
Exactly. I mean, doesn't that say
There's a
it?
statue sitting on a bench with a foot-long cigar and Boston coffee.
Honey.
Come on.
They burned his name on the parquet floor. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.